Okay, so chat bands is gonna be Temo. It's the first one, where he's referred to in the chat by his more popular name.
Poop mouse.
Yep, S rodent.
Mm-hmm. I
Why am
can't
I?
think of any other ones.
I'm sure there's some. Seeing Cass and Wukong as well. Cass, who's the best AP assassin in the game mode, and Wukong, who's really good. And Brand. Oh man. Okay, look, Sifu's kind of right.
Is he?
See, this right here. Fizz is consistently better throughout the game than Caston is now. Now that Caston has been changed so much.
Mm-hmm.
Caston is still really, really hard to control, possibly more so than Fizz. Caston's also more durable than Fizz. Late game Caston versus late game Fizz. Sifu, what do you think about that, man? I know you're listening. Start whenever. Gnome Saiyan has the more popular versions of the names in the Twitch chat.
I like that Brand gets snuff. He's just Brand.
Yeah, just Brand, whatever.
That's pretty rude.
Half-Hearted is one of the best Brand players. Generic is another one that's just really, really good. So, those two guys, if you see them load up with Brand, be like, oh, just be sad. Open with a Negatron cloak and hope a lot. You'll find something to turn that item into later.
Hopefully.
Okay. So the first band was Timo.
Mm-hmm.
The second band was Casserole.
Yes.
The third band was Wukong. And the last one was
Brand.
Brand. Oops. They brand twice.
Oh, you definitely cannot play him.
Yeah, you're not even allowed to play him in the next game.
Or does that make it you can pick him because you banned a band, so now he's...
Oh, meta. Hey, Cillian! What's up, Sweden, man? Shoutouts to Europe West guys coming and hanging out tonight. It's really cool for you guys to visit.
Oh, yeah.
Cillian, we're gonna have a No Runes and Masteries block during a stream on the NA stream that's gonna be happening on the 30th, which means bring the EU West guys over. No Runes and Masteries, so that means you aren't gonna have like a disadvantage if you want to make like a low level account over here or something, or just play on like your level 8 account or whatever you have. Those games will probably be awful because there's no Runes and Masteries, but that way if any of you guys want to come by, it's totally cool. So Nidalee, oh,
Yeah, that was picked real quick.
oopsies.
That was picked real quick. See, that's why they banned Brand. They were playing mind games. Art of War.
Okay. Oh, hey, what's up, Bird? Thanks for coming by the show, man. Yeah, this is game 1 of the finals. And we have a 3v3 team that, sprinkled in a couple Dominion players because, well, you don't have enough to play a 5v5 when you're a 3v3 team, but hey, He's definitely not an ape. Oh, okay. He's not. My bad. Okay. There we go. Okay. The bans have been adjusted, guys. Everything is fine now. Where's the come on, little. Where'd you go, little part?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I
It sounds adorable.
I effed up everything on the stream. I'm sorry.
Oh no, that's not good.
I managed to make the Wukong band gigantic, and I can't resize it. Oops.
Oh,
Oh well, people can read it. It's there. It's fine.
okay.
Okay. Now let's talk about the picks. So, Neely was picked immediately because her poke is just amazing. It's just amazing, and she gives sustain to her team because she has a heal too. So that's pretty good.
Yeah. Like even if Dilly didn't have an ultimate, she'd be really good in Dominion.
And we're seeing Sona and Pantheon being picked up. Sona's really solid. And she just, I don't know, Sona does supporty stuff. Buffs, debuffs, stuns great. Just all around good champion. And Pantheon, gold map presence because of Grand Skyfall. He has a stun, a good finisher. Pantheon doesn't have fear. We see some Talon over here. Armed Weasel plays some Talon. Sifu and Dynov will play some Talon. Once in a while, High Peoples will play Talon. We see some Talon. And he exists.
Yeah. Of course, I knew that.
And Valandum with the honesty in the chat. NA used to not be a big fan of Leona. It was something that was used in Europe West a lot by the top teams over there.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, we realized, hey, Leona's really good, so then NA started using Leona.
I feel like anything that is like a niche pick top ends up being pretty good in Dominion once people figure it out. So, like, I have a 100% win rate with Leona top. It's not a one game, but still, it was really good. Like, she's really good. Because if you're a good brawler, if you have good sustain, if you have good CC, if you have all the things that make you a good top laner, they're generally pretty good in Dominion. And I'm happy to see Trundle, because Trundle is another example of that, I think, where I actually think Trundle is really underestimated in top lane for all the reasons that make him good to me in Dominion as well.
Yeah, there's actually two things that were sort of found on Dominion that made their way into Summoner's Rift later. 80 Mals was used over here a long time before it was used in SR, and IE Jace was used over here too before it got popular in SR. Because we get so many more iterations of games over here, we get to like cycle through stuff faster, you know? Because it's like we can get like 2 Dominion games into one SR game sometimes, which means we get to test more things more quickly. So people are like, "Do you guys just experiment more?" I'm like, "No, it's just more total games. We get through builds a little bit quicker." Of course, the only thing we have no idea what a fourth and we don't know what items 5 and 6 are in a build. We have no idea what those are.
Yeah.
But we'll leave it to SR to figure that out.
Yeah.
It's okay. I think there was one other thing that came from Dominion originally that ended up being popular in SR, but I don't remember what the hell it was. I just remember Jason Mals specifically were a couple things that originated over here. And sometimes we bring in stuff from SR, but it usually doesn't go so well because the differences in like gold flow and the supports actually being allowed to build items.
Yeah, it can definitely have a big effect on champions.
Alright, so take a look at these comps. Well, we have Half-Hard on Urgot. Last time Half-Hard played Urgot, he opened Windmill with a triple kill and then proceeded to run the entire game. So that's kind of frightening to actually see. We're seeing BB Pop Amumu. Amumu's a really good champion, brings a lot of crowd control to the table. Massive radius. Slightly nerfed massive radius AoE. I'm still used to his old ultimate range, and I keep getting people just outside of when I hit. I'm like, I got him. Click. No, it changed a long time ago. Dang it.
Yeah.
It's like when you play 800 games as a champion, and then all of a sudden you've only played 40 since it's been changed. Your impulses are all screwed up. But he has a really pretty short cooldown on. That sentence sucked. Let's try over.
Yeah, dude. I was gonna let it slide, but if you're gonna
Bandage toss can be used a lot, and he can stun people. So Mumu's a really good chase. Nidalee's poke, we talked about that. Ari, Tay's a pretty good Ari player. I haven't seen as much of his Ari as I have Konfi's or Mitsuru's Ari, but Ari's a really good champion because she does a lot of spell damage. Has a taunt. And then we're seeing Wolferer. And Wolferer is really good because he's their bottom laner in this game. He has Trundle, and he's going to go down there, and he's going to be sustaining and really hard to kick off a point. Also, if you want to see Wolferer stream some games, he's going to be one of the streamers for the Knocktober stream on Wednesday the 30th. His shift is from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. So if you want to see some of his gameplay, he's going to be playing a lot of Nocturne that block of time, because that stream is all about Nocturne and the Noctex that work at Riot Games. So there's going to be a Nocturne in every game, and then we're going to bring some of our Network Operations Center technicians from Riot to come and play as well, because those guys keep the servers running. So we're gonna give them some praise too, because I mean, for all those times that the servers are down, think about all the times the servers are up. Servers are up way more than they're down, and the reason they're up is because of those techs. So they keep the game running, so we can keep doing streams and things like this, and that's why they're awesome.
Yeah.
The most underappreciated job, I think.
Find my cake.
You know, if I knew where that office was, I would give them a cake. I would buy a cake, I'd mail it, I'd probably wait till I get my tax money, because I'd probably have to get 2 or 3 cakes, because people from the art department would come in and be like, you got cake? I'd be like, no, this is Noctec cake. And they'd be like, oh, it's silly Noctex, and they'd take a piece of cake, and they'd just be sad.
Aww.
So I'd have to get them extra cakes for when the art department comes over and bullies them.
I have some competitive insight from Gnome saying again.
Ooh.
She said, Sifu Calvin has a scary-ass Nidalee. If you give Nid to good Nid players, that be scary. He's so good, I would take a full-range spear from him.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to hit that full power blast just so you know what it's like.
Mm-hmm. It's like when they do mace training for police. They have to, get maced.
Yep. Not that button. This button. Okay. Guys, I'm changing the titles. Don't fear. Okay, so we have Clueless on the left. One time, we played a game of Summoner's Rift that we were just blatantly losing by 20 minutes. But we decided, hey, let's turtle this out as long as we can to see how far we can get their Nasus, because we were a full 5 and didn't care. So we're like, let's stall this game out and let their Nasus free farm for like 20 minutes and then see what he does to us.
Oh, no.
So Nasus got to like 1260 or something like that. And I'm like, guys, hold on. I'm selling all my armor. I need to see how much he can hit before. I'm going to sell all my health too. So I sold all my armor items. I sold all of my health items, okay? And I'm like, so this means that with less health, he would hit for a higher overall percentage of my health. With less armor, he would just, with Spirit Fire, I'd go negative, okay? I'm like, let's do this right now. So I went around the map, right? I'm hanging around the jungle. I see Nasus over by our red. I throw a Dustbringer at him with Nocturne. I'm like, hey, come on. He didn't look at me. I'm like, please? Please? No, I don't want your team to kill me. I'm like panicking to myself. So I put the fear on him, right? And he gets feared. And he goes back to killing red. And he kills red. And he looks at me. I just run around in a circle. I'm like, please, 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 please. And then he hits me with it. And it did 1,600 damage. And I'm like, yeah!
Oh my god.
I had like 400 something health afterward. I'm like, this is amazing.
I thought you were going to like instinctively hit your spell shield and ruin the whole...
No, man. I got to see forever. It was amazing. He'd actually never gotten IE that game, so his highest crit was only 2618, but it could have gone more if he had an IE. Would add a few hundred to that, might have been able to get 3k.
Yeah.
It was a 45-minute game. He actually soloed Baron at one point.
Damn.
Like, we still had like our second tower in our mid lane, and we had like all our towers in our top, and like we are at our base turret in the bottom. And we're sitting around fighting him mid because they're trying to push that tower, and we're like, where's Nasus? And they're like, he's probably getting Baron. And I'm like, no, there's no way he's getting Baron. He's like, no, Nasus is probably getting Baron. And I'm like, no, he's not. And then all of a sudden, the enemy team just suddenly has Baron, and we're like, uh-oh.
That's pretty awesome.
The whole time that they kept us at our base, he was just getting Baron.
Yeah, you can do that pretty often on Trendemir if you get red buff and you have enough items. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, it's like, where are they getting Baron? No, they're not getting Baron. Like, there's 4 of them here, they're not getting Baron. All of a sudden, oh, well, damn. So starting off, Boots, Prospector's items, potions coming out from one side, and Boots, Prospector's, well, I mean, just look at these items, man. I mean, everything's pretty standard here. Amumu going for Endurance Shield opening, something we don't see too often, but it's pretty helpful at the moment. Like, Carnival, your health! Oh, man. That stung so bad.
Nidalee Spears are pretty good. I don't know if you knew that or not. They hurt. We have the Trundle versus Renekton matchup here in bot lane. Now, I'm not sure exactly how it translates into Dominion, but on Summer's Rift, it's pretty good for...
Ooh, that Renekton bandage toss almost secured the kill on Zounds, but not quite.
Ooh, Amu actually getting really low too, and gonna run back in and get killed by the Annie. I guess at least he can revive and run his little mummy booty back up there.
Dang, Halfheart is like doing as much work as he can, but he's really running out of mana here. That snipe on Pantheon, they're cleaning it up. This is the Windex. They just sprayed it down, wiped it off with Nidalee and Urgot.
Yeah, it's pretty squeaky clean, but as I was saying in bot lane, you know, it's Trundle loses lane pretty hard until he gets an item or two, and then he can 1v1 anybody in the game, and it's pretty cool. So we'll have to see who's able to get up to that, you know, 1 or 2 items, not too unrealistic no matter what in Dominion, but I'll have to see.
And oh, just barely interrupting before the tower goes neutral. Panzer's putting out the hurt, chasing after Tay. Tay doesn't have that charm up quite yet to stop him from being able to put out that damage. Throws it out, doesn't connect, unfortunately. Tay's health is dangerously cheesy, but so is movements. A little bit of action going on down the lower part of the map. Renekton gets picked up. Carnival goes down there as well for a little bit of gank, but he can't really 2v1 very well, but he can try to keep this point neutral for a while.
Sona getting caught by that. Amumu going to put a lot of damage in him. Already not able to get to the Sona to deliver the killing blows. Like Amumu is going to go down here to that Pantheon with that guaranteed very, very strong damage. Vi going in here on Ahri as well. Looks like she's going to go down. So a lot of unexpected deaths coming out there.
And Sifu Calvin with Nidalee with the cute hat is trying to run away. It's a spear on spear violence. And then suddenly, Annie, you're 9. Annie just wants to pet the cat. But unfortunately, the cat is going to get sent back to Summoner Platform. Pops immediately back up with a revive. I don't know how I feel about that revive, though. I don't think Sifu really needed to use that there.
Yeah, they don't really have the position to kind of, you know, really contest anything at this moment. So maybe not the best revive, but it seems almost like Clueless is playing a little bit off balance. It seems like they're not quite sure how they want to execute this game. They haven't quite gotten their rhythm yet.
No, it seems a little strange to me. They did a really good cleanup at the windmill earlier on in the game, but that revive, I mean, just using that like that is really... That's such a powerful spell with such a long cooldown. There's the Curse of Sad Mummy up at the top, and Tay comes in. Lots of damage coming out from him right away. Sifu shows up as well, switches into cat form to put out a little bit of hurt on Panzers, and not able to... Oh, Sona picks up the Amumu.
Yeah, now they definitely won that skirmish, but can they convert it into real map control? You know, not just taking the point, but actively being in control of where the fights are happening and what's going on. That's really going to be the important thing here in the next, 10 seconds as the other team gets ramped up.
And Sifu up at the top, jumps through the tower, still has that Storm Shield, so that eats some of that damage as well. Oh, the Spear! Nope, Zounds knows how to dodge.
A good skill to have when you're playing it.
It's a good talent to have.
Mm-hmm.
Top part of the map, Carnival by himself. Zounds here as well. Carnival, Annie, very good wave clear. Very good wave clear. Oh, the crescendo.
Unfortunately, crescendo not turning into much. Moon was still relatively healthy on health even after that. And, Urgot has that ultimate ready. Nidalee's poking with the spears. So we're going to have to see if they can defend against what is going to be a very strong engage when they're ready.
And Sifu Calvin over there, he's not letting that fear pass through him. He's just meeting that fear face first. Corrosive Charge in the bush, check out what's going on. And no one's got their vision items completed yet, so we're not going to see a lot of that those scout shots being used for a while still here. And Movement dashes forward, Movement sticking his head out, takes a lot of damage in the process, gets killed for his troubles. There's a position swap from Half-Hearted. Half-Hearted is exhausted, however, really good a little bit of damage output. Still managed to pick up a KB on Pantheon, though. And now Carnival, Carnival's still alive. Carnival's taking a lot of damage from that. Carnival not going to quite get Spirit Rush down, but the rest of the damage is okay. Looks like that was the last charge of Spirit Rush they used to catch up at the top part of the map. And Sam down here has the time at, gonna be going for that Ravenous Hydra. If you're a bottom lane and your wave clear is only okay, get a Ravenous Hydra. It really helps. And Sam not quite able to take down Wolfer in the bottom lane. Top part of the map, we got Panzers and Zounds trying to move in on Tay. And Tay by himself defending that point. Middle of the map, we have Zounds retreating over towards the rest of his team there. Bebop coming in from the back. Oh dear! Zounds, your health is dangerously cheesy. It's taken out by an Acid Hunter from Urgot. Is it still called Acid Hunter? It's still called Acid Hunter despite being a missile. I think they should change the ability names for the skin. That'd be kind of cool. Chuck Spears by Nidalee. Panzer's taking some damage. We get the Assault and Battery in on Half-Hearted. Sifu Calvin goes in to see about cleaning that up. Tay just continues channeling on the point. Sifu jumps back, throws a spear into the fight, puts some hurt on movement in the process. And now Sifu is going to get picked up as well. Clueless doing a pretty solid job here so far in this top portion map. Sifu has been doing a very good job on Nidalee in particular. Wolfer in the bottom has lost his tower once again, though, to Sam's Renekton. He will be able to get it back, however. Ooh, damage on Zounds from Sifu. Ouch.
Yeah, those spears have just... You know, it only takes one spear to hit to really change what your plans are and what you can execute across the entire map. That's what makes her so powerful, is that, you know, one spear, two spears. So good at map control.
There's the sweeper reveal. I know he's not hanging out in those bushes. Oh, the taunt on Carnival. Everything bad happens to him at once. Good crescendo. Tags two people. Lets Pantheon get a little bit of damage in, but Panzer's health gets dangerously cheesy very, very fast. So they have Half-Hearted with a Storm Shield. That's absolutely nightmarish when you have an Urgot, because you can deliver those Storm Shield procs from a significant range with the Corrosive Charge Acid Hunter combo. Sifu, don't do it. Sifu. Sifu, please. Even scouting up there, he like wants he wants it.
He wants it.
Sifu's hungry like a cat.
That's appropriate.
He is a cat.
Hey.
BB Pop is a dead mummy. These things and more happen in this game. The Pantheon and Panzers and Zounds heading up towards the upper part of the map. Sifu by himself. Now, Sifu by himself can delay this for quite a while. All he needs to do is land a couple of spears.
Yeah, they do about 1 million damage, and the clam is, you know, pretty low even at this point in the game. Having that at scenes.
Oh, did you see that? Did you see that turn around, throw the spear at Panzers? That was really nice.
Yeah, it's called LeBron James. Right.
He may be the LeBron James of Nidalee. It's entirely possible. Sifu. Oh, the position swap pulls Zounds away from Sifu so he can't connect with a power cord.
It's a pretty good ultimate. You know, a lot of people think about ultimate primarily as a position, because that's position in his game, right? But the CC duration is just so long as well.
Uh-oh, Sam down here in the bottom lane. Wolfer, oh man, Wolfer not prepared for Annie's damage. Wolfer has plenty of armor, but Annie just doesn't care about that, especially with that BFT Sork shoes going on. Renekton couldn't handle the spear.
Long-range spear. Yeah, not even long range, just so much damage right now. They are going to go try to catch this bottom point. I think Pantheon's going to get there in time to stop that Ahri.
Yeah, he's going to get there in plenty of time to stop Ahri. Also, shoutouts to Ashen Volpine and his strats that he was mentioning earlier in the chat that he got banned for a minute. That was pretty cool. Tay retreating. Retreats towards his ally. Normally a good thing, but instead that just brings more people over towards Sifu. And Sifu didn't like that. I'm not sure you want to bring people over to a Nidalee, though. Because you want to kite away from Nidalee so that Nidalee can sit back and chip with spears. You don't want to bring the fight to them.
Yeah, I mean, as long as she knows what's going on, usually she's capable of having that movement speed, especially if she's in her brush, where she can really effectively kite no matter how kind of close they are, so...
Completely under control, no worries.
Yeah, see Sifu right here, basically no health, just hangs out, stands outside the fire like a country song, and is able to contribute damage into the fight.
Oh yeah, it's just that threat, the constant threat and positioning that you have to put into your mind. Unless, of course, you get caught out by our next in charge like that, then you're going to go down.
Yeah, there is such a thing as too close to the fire. That's how you become a burn victim. Sam chasing Wolfer back to his tower. BB Pop is going to show up half-hard coming around for the back. Man, they have had enough of Sam. Nope, he's just going to get position swapped right back to where he dashed from. Sam, go back 3 spaces. This is now Monopoly.
Gets eaten by the Trundle. Probably one of the worst ways to die. And Sona is in danger, but they do have backup here by Vi, and she's going to be able to do it with Annie and do a little bit of a trade there, but I'm not sure it's going to be enough.
That was a really cool bandage toss. He was killed before he could move, but after the damage landed on Sona, that was pretty neat. Movement can get cleaned up down here in the bottom. And Sifu, this is why Sifu's on a team that plays at this high level. Everyone in bottom lane, I have to go up top. Because he can't just leave that open. Because of Pantheon coming down with the stun, has a Storm Shield. Bad news for Sifu. Uses that Yomu, is active. But here's the problem. He opened with that stun. That means Nidalee's able to escape for free.
You ain't got to stun no more.
Yeah.
That's what my mama always said.
I mean, him coming down with the Grand Skyfall was enough to force Nidalee back. And then he could have just hung around on the tower and just kept Nidalee up there by dodging spears or just standing around. But if he goes for Nidalee and uses his stun to initiate, then Nidalee just hops away, and Pantheon actually can't recover that distance anymore.
He just wanted to put fear into her, which clearly has not worked very well.
Yeah, Sifu does not have the fear. The fear goes through him like a sieve. Sieve? I don't even know how to pronounce that, but movement's gonna get sent back to the summoner platform anyway, because you can't 1v1 2 ranged champions with a Vi. It doesn't very work out well.
Well, you can't 1v1 2 champions ever, because, you know,
No, absolutely not.
there's 3 champions. That's 1+1. We see a Nidalee Spear gonna clean up Pantheon. Easy peasy. Nidalee is only 13, 12, and 2 as far as kills go, by the way. Which is, of course, 3rd place. Oh no, she's top points. I don't have it sorted by points. But it's a lot of kills for Nidalee. She's gonna keep killing people. Is she cap CDR yet?
He doesn't have more kills than minutes in the game, though, so he's slacking.
That's true. Nidalee is now capped
What?
CDR 40%.
Sifu threw that spear away so hard.
It's a warning shot. Now she has the walk of
He's
shame
making a lot of
activated.
warnings.
Yeah.
Oh dear! That gank from Tay was more powerful than you could possibly imagine.
Sounds like a line from a Castlevania game.
Tay's able to retreat, really low on health now, able to get back. Oh, throws down the taunt! Sam taking a lot of damage in the process. Wolfer comes down to bail his ability power allies out, and he just keeps beating up on Sam. He has a club. What are you going to do about it? Zound's taking some damage from Ari in the process. BB has a banish toss, doesn't want to use it. There we go. Saved it, waited on it, threw it down when it needed to be thrown down. Sifu, low on health, but high on spear throw. Oh, and he was going to die before it could connect.
Yeah. Turtle still has that. Oh, he finally used the ultimate. But you just see how
many people do they have to
far-
kill down here before they can get this tower? What the heck?
All of them. All of them. They're finally out of revives. They're finally out of people. And, of course, more come. Only 3 more to kill. And they can finally take that point, or secure it, I should say. Now that they finally captured it. But,
It's definitely because they didn't have Nidalee down there.
yeah, that's true. That is true. You know, this is a deceptively close game, though. It is only 200 to about 160. They've been doing a pretty good job considering how fearsome that Nidalee is of actually getting around the map, getting when they need to be, and controlling the points.
It's really that bottom lane that's kept them in the game. It was hard for them to get a hold of the windmill earlier on, so the bottom lane really prolonged the game for them, is giving them a serious opportunity to try to come back in this. A lot of minions coming into the bottom point. That should get captured pretty easily against Nidalee now. Tay up at the top by himself, takes a lot of damage from Annie. Is feeling okay, though. Actually, Ari, your tail's on fire. Annie, why did you do that? Why?
It's pretty rude.
That's very impolite.
She should take constant damage when using that skin.
Oh dear, Tibbers has something to say about that. And Tibbers, in addition to giving vision, is also really, really good at killing Annie. And BB Pop is going to get intercepted by Vi. Throws down the curse to Samami to escape. No! Stun with your name on it. Get punched in the back, Amumu. You are small, and your Vi's fist is as big as your entire body. Carnival versus the world. over here. Has to try to zone out Half-Heart. I don't think he can do it. I think Half-Heart's more afraid of movement than he is of Annie.
Yeah, it's fast. It's fun, doing a really nice job of keeping those rotations up, keeping the points where Nidalee isn't. You see, they're always sending multiple people to try and keep those caps, try to keep those under pressure, and it's really working. They're doing a good job catching people out, in the midst of the map, and doing what they need to do to stay in this.
And able to take the refinery. Bottom point is under control of Clueless once again. It's been very active with the captures across the map this game. There's been a lot of points getting turned around all over the place. And that position reverse didn't actually go off all the way, but it didn't need to. Looks like Half-Heart turns his attention over to Carnival, but Carnival has the Bolt and Shield up, so it's really going to limit that damage that he was putting out. Panzer shows up to clean up Urgot.
Yeah, Panzer has the opportunity to clean up here if he can catch Ari. Just barely not going to be able to. Nidalee is coming up. They're going to try to do what she can to try to carry that part of the map right now. If she's able to hit this spear on either of these targets, they should be low to die at this point. Ari actually surprisingly healing up enough to be able to come back into the fight.
Oh, there's that scene. Oh, Sifu! Sifu! Oh, dear.
Dropping the raffle in chat.
Oh, man. That's spears for days. Annie has been deleted from the game. Damn.
Vi does manage to catch on to Nidalee, but does she have the ultimate? Does she have the ability to secure it? Sona gonna use the ultimate instead. Gonna be enough to get the kill onto that Nidalee. And they're gonna clean up Ari as well, but I don't see this Urgot dying, of course, especially now with the immunity there. Gonna be able to clean up the Sona. So once again, a pretty solid just kind of trade.
Yeah. Annie has managed to reinstall the game after it was forcibly uninstalled. Is back at the top point of the map now, hanging out in the bushes. Is discovered by Half-Hearted. Gets a stun off on him. Curse the Sad Mummy. Everything bad happened to Carnival at once. He hasn't reset his settings since he reinstalled just now. So that's why he was kind of standing around over there. He had to change his video and everything.
Of course.
And Wolfer and Sam have been having a real slugfest down this bottom lane too. It's been really back and forth. I mean, each one of those towers have been getting captured just back and forth, off and on.
Yeah, it's definitely a very volatile matchup, especially when they get their help. Ari doing some very nice movement there with the spear rushes. Very nicely positioned, but does finally get killed by that Pantheon, or I should say get caught by that Pantheon, but her damage is just too much for him to take at that point, and he does go down. So it seems like they have once again kind of re-established control of this game. They're in a very nice position of controlling where the fights are happening. Clueless doing a very good job of trying to close out this one.
I'm a little scared for Wolfer down here. Annie coming down. Does have the stun available, able to throw that on Wolfer. Sam just chewing him up. Whoa, Wolfer, where'd you get all that health? What the heck? Dude, Wolfer, calm down. Wolfer, oh my god.
Trundle ultimate is pretty good.
Trundle might actually be the apocalypse.
Urgot not, as he gets absolutely destroyed there by 3. And Annie trying to get away from a movement there on the bottom. Ooh, a nice Zonius to get out of the Vi ultimate. And Sona doing her ultimate a little bit early, but it's going to be enough to get the kill anyway. Nidalee has to try to run away here. Thankfully, Pantheon does not have his W quite yet, and so she is going to get away. And Pantheon going to fall as well to the Urgot.
Nidalee just barely has more kills than minutes in the game. Is going to tie that after a couple more seconds pass.
Just barely.
And down the bottom lane, well, Sam's been doing a really good job against Trundle, but top lane has been not going so well.
Yeah, it really is a matchup, but they're putting a lot of pressure in that bottom lane, because whenever one of the laners gets the assistance, they're both bulky, they regen enough, they're really able to make things happen. With the big initiation here from the Ari, gonna blow somebody up, and we do have the...
that was a pretty good pose, too.
That was pretty good.
Ooh, that damage! That damage!
Yeah, spears are pretty mean.
Just need one more. We just need one more. There we go, Sifu. More kills than minutes in the game.
It looks like this should be enough for Clueless to lock up the game here. They do have control of the entire map pretty much. And, movement going in. They're trying to make something happen, but it's just not going to be enough, even if they recap at this point. So, very well played. Obviously, the Nidalee pick, I think she might be banned.
Just maybe might get... You gotta remember to ban Nid. She's scary.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea.
So this means that Clueless is going to take the first... This means that Nid Spears are going to take the first game. And they're going to go up 1-0 in this series against not Nid Spears. And we're going to go on to the game 2.
Oh, yeah.
Let's take a look at damage dealt to champions. Oh dear. That moment when you're 12,000 damage ahead of the next person.
Subtle.
It's pretty rough.
Pretty close. Pretty close.
Graveyard hero this game? Pantheon. Oh dear. Cyber Benny in the chat says that 51k damage is per spear.
That's pretty good.
Someone says, Nid without Void Staff. Look, what do you think that tome was going to turn into? He didn't have enough time, man. He didn't have enough time to get the Void Staff. So we're going to go into another game in just a moment here. Let's run a quick ad real quick. We'll be right back.